Hey, Roy
Hey
and
guys.
Adam.
What's up, guys? Good to see you.
Good to see you. Good to meet you both. I saw you were patiently waiting in the wings for us to wrap up our Lord of the Rings conversation. So thank you for that. Art Dealers is an amazing documentary about a band that, my God, I'm a fan. Okay. I love music docs. Seeing this band and how they just change people. It reminds me of bands I saw in Michigan when I was a kid. Tell me how this whole, first of all, the band,
Yeah.
this amazing band. Tell us
Loca
about
Connie,
them, how
baby.
they gained the fandom.
Yeah. I mean, I've been doing this band now for 13 years, but I'm what you would call a cult band. You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
the people that know about me are obsessed, but nobody else knows about me. You know what I mean? And I wanted people to see a bit of the magic that happens when we're on stage because it's very powerful. When we perform, people are screaming, they're laughing, they're weeping, they're flirting, they're taking their clothes off, they're dancing. The crazy things that happen when we're on stage, it's so cathartic. And during the pandemic, I said, God damn it, if we ever get back to doing this thing, we got to capture this, you know. And all credit to Roy, my co-filmmaker. Um, he did an amazing job in capturing the spirit.
Yeah, it really is, like, it reminds me of bands I know, like when I lived in Detroit, there'd be a local band that's so huge that people just go ape. Like, for me, like, look, you're not playing stadiums, right? You're playing smaller shows, but I love a show where I can make eye contact
Yeah.
with the musicians. There is a personal connection, and this documentary captures that experience.
Man, I love hearing that. I really
Yes.
do because there are a lot of music films coming out these days. There's a lot of music docs, concert films, but generally they're all from the tippy top of the music business. You know, major artists, household name artists. And we are a little cult band. We're a grits and grime show that we put on, like you said, eyeball to eyeball in the clubs, and we wanted to show that part. We wanted to show what working bands, what that is like, and how just because it's not on the cover of a magazine or a household name doesn't mean it's not great, and doesn't mean that people aren't sincerely moved by these performances.
Roy, how did you meet Adam and get together and collaborate on this project?
Well, I've been a fan of Loca Connie for years. You know, I got into them probably 2016-ish, and we worked on a few music videos together. But I've been wanting to make a concert movie for years, and especially through the pandemic, I caught up on a lot of the best ones ever. So when Adam called me, you know, to move on from the music video spectrum onto concert movies, it was immediate yes, and I got right to work on that.
I think we should just give people a taste. Do you mind if we show the trailer?
Do it. Do it.
I got the trailer here. Here we go. It's under 2 minutes. Let's check this out.
I'm shy. I'm very square, very average person. But I do believe that average people are capable of great things.
Boys and girls, sit back and relax and let us be your art dealers for the evening. Be the voice that calls you real.
I started this band when I was 31 years old, and I was already thinking I would never have a career. I look in the crowd, I look at the people at home, and I see stars, nothing but stars.
We made it to Broadway. Mama
to be on the pop charts. I'm not going to have a hit. I know that. I'm not trying. I am very Jewy. I mean, look at me. Mentally, have my challenges. I'm built for it. It's not an easy life. It's not an easy way to live. There's no stability, but I'm going to keep doing it until I drop.
1, 2, 1, 2.
The vibe at the shows. I love when you interview fans that have never seen you, or just like, oh, the lives are changed.
I mean, I try to give people a night they're never going to forget. You know what I mean? There's so much to be cynical about in this world. There's so much to be depressed about. If people are going to spend a few bucks and go see a live performance, I want them to be uplifted. I want them to leave feeling, better than when they arrived. I want them to go into a flow state where they forget to look at their phone, they forget what's going on in the world, they forget what's their homework that's due tomorrow, or what's going on at home, or the divorce they're going through, or the crazy shit. I want them to just be present for that 2 hours or whatever we got, and Roy was tasked with capturing that in the film, and how do you take something that you could sort of really only get that power of live performance when you're in that sweaty little club. And I said, we have to capture it on film. We have to make people feel that way when they watch this film. I don't care what we got to do. You figure out how many cameras, what's the lighting, what's the audio. I don't care. We just need to make people feel amazing when they're watching it. And he really pulled it off.
It really, what I appreciate about the doc is because I was not familiar with your band before this, Loca Connie, didn't know. It just focused. There's interviews and commentary. It's all sprinkled through performances. It really is focused on performances. You get a sense of you, Adam, and the band and the vibe at the show, but it is bracketed by, it's like an ultimate playlist, but also with info about the band sprinkled between. We have 2,000 people watching us live, and we have a lot of questions and comments from people watching. I want to go to those, but Roy, like that approach, I appreciate, because I haven't had an experience like with a band like that in a long time. And to be honest, most of modern music, I just don't really care. It seems computer done,
Yeah, I mean, we wanted to keep the whole thing really entertaining. So you keep you grab people's attention to the music for a bit, and when it's time to switch to something else, we'll give a quick funny interview or a quick behind the scenes clip, and then right back to the music. So, some concert films are fully music, some are leaning more toward documentary. This, we really wanted to merge the two as much as possible while keeping it always entertaining.
Yeah, I really got the sense I get to know the band, the vibe, and the crowd, and the music is awesome. So let's go to comments here. Angry Badger, if you would read, we have comments and questions here from a bunch of people.
Patrick asks, indie on a Wednesday? Hell yeah. It's like a midweek Friday. Or says, rather. Nerd Far Away, hail Roy and Adam. Do you think the same idea applies to local and community theater?
Yes, absolutely. And by the way, the Nerd Far Away, I come from an acting and performance background. So, yes, I was in South Pacific when I was in high school. You know what I mean? I was in Cats at the JCC Jewish Community Center production. It was spelled Katz. I was a little cat. There is nothing. I don't actually enjoy going to see Broadway. I like seeing local theater. It's more entertaining. It's just more entertaining. So absolutely. And I've seen some amazing local theater productions that moved me, that made me laugh, that were ridiculous. It's the same principle.
Razor Burn saying, I love small shows, especially during my punk rock days.
Hell yeah.
Sente Ranger Donnie, hashtag save the Power Rangers. I love a good concert movie. And then English Batchers, that made me smile, man. I'd see that. I know. Ron, where did the name come from?
Shit, man. Oh God. It's really not a great story, Ron. All I can say is I wasn't taking this very seriously. I didn't think that this would be a real band. You never think in a blink you're gonna pick a name and get stuck with it for 14 years. And so one guy in the band wanted to be called the Connies, and the other guy wanted to be called the Low Cut. I didn't like either name. But I only had 24 hours to pick something. We couldn't agree. I put them together. I said, I don't know what it means, but it sounds okay. And they said, well, you know what? What are we going to put on the cover? What is Low Cut Connie? It doesn't even mean anything. And so I said, you know what? There's a waitress at this diner in New Jersey where I live. Her name is Connie. I will draw a portrait of Connie, and that will be Low Cut Connie. And that's the whole shtick.
Red French Moon, my question. Would love to know if rock and music on stage in 2024 still carries the romanticism and wildness of rock like in the 70s, 80s, and 90s.
It can. It
and
can.
how are the drugs on a scale of 1 to 10?
I mean, I wasn't alive. I wasn't alive back then, but you know, it is still reasonably debauched. If that's what you want to hear, it is still reasonably debauched. But you know, you bring up that word romanticism, and I do feel like that is something that has gone out of rock and roll over the years.
Being a rock star,
yeah, and passion is something that really went out of fashion in rock and roll. You know, we've been through so many different phases of 60 plus years of rock and roll and different iterations, but heart on your sleeve, kind of passion, fist pumping, unapologetic passion in rock and roll has been not on trend. It's not in fashion, but there's still artists like me and many of my peers that carry the torch for that. It's sort of like, you know, we're so cynical in our society. Our music and the shows that we put on are not cynical. They're passionate. I want you to feel good. I want you to feel uplifted. I want you to feel sexy. And that's what we try to do.
Yeah, I didn't get that sense from the doc that there was a dark underbelly to Loca Connie, or there wasn't any of that. And I think I almost feel that darkness has been romanticized in some sense, but you don't need it to have a fun musical experience.
There's just a lot of that about. And sometimes I want to hear sad music too. But for me, I grew up, I saw Iggy Pop on stage. You said you're from Michigan, so
Detroit area, yeah.
The king of Michigan rock and roll, Iggy Pop. I saw him on stage when I was like 21 or 22 years old, and it was like a transformative experience. I never saw somebody give so much to an audience and make the audience feel so equal to the performer, right? The first thing he did, he dove out in the audience, he pulled people on stage. Suddenly there's 200 people on the stage. And it was so magical. It was edgy, but it was positive, if you know what I mean. It was like, whoa, what's going to happen next? But it was like, you know, it was cathartic. And I have since sort of dedicated my working life to making people feel that way. Like, you don't know what's going to happen. It's wild, but in a positive way, not in a cynical way.
CD Stein 69, member for 10 months. I put this on my watch list, or my to watch list. The band sounds exactly what I came from in the late 80s, early 90s punk rock scene in St. Louis. Bands like The Urge.
Thank you for that. And also, final thing, English Batchers. How do we watch it, guys? It's in theaters this week. Is that right?
Yeah, it's throughout September. It's screening across the country, and me and Roy are actually going to be flying all over the country doing these events. But it premieres this Friday in New York City, at the Cinema Village. It'll be there all week. But we're going, just check your local listings. Check our website, locaconnie.com. Dark Star Pictures is the distributor, and we're all over the country. And then October 1st, baby, in your bedroom, in your home, video on demand. Art Dealers, October 1st.
I see a list on the website. Let me share this so everyone can see it. On your website, locaconnie.com. We'll put the link in the description. Portland, Maine, Boston, Massachusetts.
Go down to the next image. See, there's the trailer. There's the poster.
Nice.
And click right there. Art Dealers, screenings and tickets.
Here we go. Look at this. It's all, you have a link tree.
Look at this.
You have a link. I love Linktree. I'm serious. The Linktree has all the screenings and links to tickets for all of those. That's awesome. So go to locaconnie.com and go to the Linktree. I'll share the Linktree because it's so good. I argue with my co-host Alan about Linktree. I think it's a great marketing tool. Here you go.
There you go. Beautiful.
Yeah, so check out all these dates. Coming to Texas. It's awesome. Denver, Colorado, Austin. It's amazing. So locaconnie.com. Congratulations, guys, on this VOD in October. Love it. And I'm going to look up your music on, are you on Spotify?
Of course. We're everywhere you want me to, anywhere you want me to be. That's where I am. And I really enjoyed hanging with you guys. It's a great show. I'm a fan of you guys now. I'm going to be tuning in.
Awesome. Thank you.
I might look
Thank you,
different the
guys.
next time you watch, but thank you.
All right.
Yeah, we will be here. We
All right, guys.
love especially music docs. All right. Take care, Roy and Adam. Congratulations.